Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I have 3 quick and easy, budget-friendly fall DIYs to share with you. These would be great just for the fall season. Some of this would be nice mixed into like a fall tablescape or a Thanksgiving tablescape, but I am really excited about these. I hope you guys aren't totally done with fall DIYs yet. I know fall has just begun, but the DIY season is always a little bit ahead of the actual season because you make things for the season. Anyways, I've got a little bit more fall stuff to share with you before we jump into, Christmas and all the stuff that's next. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get started. All right, so for this first DIY, I found these acorns at the Dollar Tree. I was so excited to finally find them. I had seen Favi on Arrow's DIY do a project with them, and I really wanted to find them, but I couldn't. But then we were in New York visiting family, and I hopped into a Dollar Tree and found them, and I was very excited. So I do 2 of these, but we're going to go in with some plaster paint from Waverly and just give this a good couple of coats. And I'm just trying to make sure all of the surfaces are covered, so I had to kind of let it dry. I did use, I think, my hair dryer at some point to dry it on a cool setting just so I could keep moving with it. And did a couple of coats until I had the coverage that I wanted. There you go. Using my hair dryer. I haven't used my hair dryer on my hair in many, many years. So now it's in my craft supplies. And that way I could set it down and continue painting. So I think I might have done, maybe I just did 1 good coat, or maybe I did 2 coats, but just go until you've got what you're going for. And then I wanted to go in with some Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to do this mainly on the top part. I want to bring out the ridges of the top of the acorn. I'm sure there is a name for that. I'm not sure what it is. But I'm just going to give a pretty good coat. I'm trying to be careful at the bottom there, just so that it doesn't get too much onto the bottom part of the acorn. And then I'm going to wipe it off with a paper towel, or kind of wiping it off, but also I guess you could say like buffing it in. And then you can see as I'm wiping it off, you can see those ridges just kind of come to life. Really was digging how this was looking. I really wanted to incorporate some decor items that weren't pumpkins and that weren't just colorful, because I have a lot of color for fall, but I also felt like I needed some things to just kind of break that up. And so I'm just going in now with a little bit of antique wax, not much on my paintbrush, over the bottom part of the acorn, just to do a little bit of dry brushing and some texturizing there. And this is how they came out. I absolutely love these and was so excited that I found them and really had fun with this project. So for our next one, I found this home sign from the Dollar Tree, and I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. So I'm using my hairdryer to heat up the glue that is holding the little wreath. I have my hand up just guarding it so I don't blow everything off the table. You can see a little bit of the mess in my work area. Not all of it, but there's a lot of stuff around. And then I'm just scraping off the hot glue. I actually think I softened it too much because then I was having a little bit of a hard time, and I had to use some rubbing alcohol to kind of clean the spot. But just heat it up just a little bit, helps pull that glue off, just softens it just a touch. It's on metal, so it comes off pretty easy anyway. If you are new here and you enjoy easy, budget-friendly DIYs, please consider subscribing before you leave. I love sharing those with you. I do at least 1 video a week with an occasional bonus video. I would like to do some more as we head into the holiday season, but we'll see what I can pull off. And now we're going in, I think I'm going to use plaster again, I think. Yeah, no, I don't know. Is that plaster or white? I think it's plaster. Doesn't matter. Do whatever color you want. And I'm going to give this a couple of coats. It did take a couple coats, just letting it dry in between. And then I also wanted to make sure I got like the edges. And because of that, some paint was getting on the back. So I just painted all of it. I painted the back side and I painted the base as well just to clean it up. And then I'm just going to hot glue this pine cone that I had in my decor stash into the O. I struggled with this more than I should have. I'm trying to figure out where to put the glue, and I ended up just flipping it over and putting more glue on the back side, which is what I should have done from the beginning. One thing I wanted to do was not use too much hot glue. My thought is that I can easily switch this out by once again using a little bit of heat to pull that pine cone off if I want to switch it up for different seasons. So it's not super changeable, but it's definitely easily changed. And then I'm just using this berry garland in these fall colors that I picked up from the Dollar Tree and just putting a little bit around the base just to add a little pop of color. And that was it for this one. Super easy, but I love how that came out. I thought it was really cute. And I love incorporating just like the natural wood pine cone texture. All right, so for our last DIY, I finally found the white styrofoam pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. I never found the white ones before. So I was just showing you could use puffy paint. I also had this fabric paint that I've just had forever, so I just decided I would use it. And I am just going to draw on some little swirls, and then I end up doing some little squiggly lines. You could do whatever you wanted. I just wasn't feeling particularly artistic, but just wanted to add some texture to this pumpkin. Now, if this pumpkin did not have all of the ridges in it, I love using like puffy 3D type stickers, not like the paper ones, but the other ones that you could easily paint over to add on some texture. But with the ridges, I didn't think that that would really last, or they wouldn't hold, it wouldn't work. So we're just going to do a little bit of designing on this pumpkin. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out so much. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my video, and it makes them think, well, maybe we should share this video with others because maybe they'll like it too. So, little things to help me out. Once that has fully dried, we are going in with some Waverly chalk paint in the color Pumpkin. I am getting low of this, but I am going to try and make it last for the rest of my fall DIYs because I am almost done with my fall DIYs. So I give this probably 3 coats, letting it dry in between. Depending on the type of paint and the color paint is going to depend on, you know, how much you need. But I wanted to really fill in like the styrofoamy holes. Is that a thing? Styrofoamy holes? So that it didn't look like styrofoam either. So I wasn't just covering the color, I was trying to cover the texture. So here it is after 3 coats. I did do the bottom, I did all of it. My voice just squeaked. I did do the top, but I ended up putting a little bit of antique wax on there just because I first was going to cut that part out, so that's why I didn't paint it. But we're going to go in with some antique wax, and I'm just doing a like dry brush over kind of in the ridges as well as over the puffy texture just to kind of draw that out. I thought about dry brushing it with some plaster or white, but I went with the antique wax. Again, do whatever color combinations you like for your decor. And then I'm going to take this burlappy lace ribbon kind of thing. It came in like 3 different designs from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to hot glue that around the middle to kind of cover up that seam there. And probably using finger protectors would be a good idea because it's just going to go straight through it. But, you know, I was living on the edge today. And I am just hot gluing every once in a while, not like the whole way around, but I did want to make sure it was, you know, not bowing out. So I just kind of went around. And I happen to have just enough of this particular one to fit all the way around and just tried to make a nice seam. This will be the back of the pumpkin, but I still tried to make it a nice clean look. And then we're going to, you can see I put some antique wax on the stem because I decided I wasn't going to cut it off, and I'll explain that in a second. So once again, finger protectors would be a good idea for hot gluing moss down, but you know, I'm just living on the edge, really just trying to move quickly. And my hot glue gun was giving me issues. I'm not sure what was up with that, but we're just going to hot glue some moss around. And then I started out using this leaf. I ended up pulling this off later and adding in something else, but I figured I'd show it to you because you're going to see it for a little bit. And then I have this, I think I called in my haul, I called this a doorknob. It's obviously not a doorknob. It's a handle, like a drawer pull. And I'm just going to push this in. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. I did poke a little bit of a hole in top of the stem, not because I couldn't push it through, but I was trying to not break it. I decided to not cut that out because I really needed a place for this to adhere to, and I also wanted it to stand up a little bit taller. So that's kind of why I did it this way. You could also paint this if you wanted. A really fun old one with some texture like that wasn't this clear look would be really fun. I am looking for those like at thrift stores, some drawer pulls to keep on hand. And then I ended up using, I think this is boxwood from Walmart, and glued that in. I liked that better. So I loved how this came out. I thought it was a fun, different type of pumpkin.
lots of different variations that you can do to personalize it to fit your taste. And if you don't have a drawer pull, you can of course just use like a wood stem or a stick or whatever. And that is it for today's video. Once again, if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. And guys, I will see you in my next video, which I think will be more fall DIYs, but I'm not positive yet. See you next time.